All right, chat. We got to talk about something. All right. Your boy, Brandon Miller. Let's talk about him. All right. Let's talk about it. Like Eminem and MGK. Let's talk about it. Listen. All right. So I've been seeing quite a few people on Spurs Twitter saying that they don't want to take Brandon Miller. If we were to land number 2, it's Scoot easily. Like we even did a whole thing as far as like I did a poll and tried to see, hey, what's the guys that you would want if we landed at 2? Like everyone chose Scoot, right? And I understand that. Like I think he's gonna be a phenomenal player, but people are really calling out Brandon Miller or acting like it's not a big deal or whether or not we get him or not. But I think that people really need to like contextualize what's going on a little bit better, because I understand that all this drama doesn't sound good. Okay. I mean, you even have people coming out. I think Jordan Crawford coming out saying the Spurs definitely won't take Brandon Miller. Nope, not at all. And I think the Spurs are willing to take risk, but that's the thing. I don't even think Brandon Miller is that much of a risk. Like I was talking to my friend, you guys know Swish Hill, right? I was having a conversation with him earlier, and he brought up a really good point, and he said that he believes that the Brandon Miller situation kind of reminds him a little bit of the Tyreke Evans situation. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Tyreke Evans eventually got in some trouble with, I think it was like drug stuff, as far as like trying to help his mobility, or what was it again? Do you guys know? Does anyone in the chat know? Please just let me know. Because I don't remember exactly what Tyreke Evans eventually got in trouble with. But if you guys don't remember, Tyreke Evans actually got involved in a shooting himself when he was in college. But funny thing about it is he didn't, like, he also didn't have much to do with it. So he was the driver in a drive-by shooting, but what actually happened was he didn't know a shooting was about to occur. His 16-year-old cousin was in the passenger seat, I believe, and he just told him to go to a address, or I think it might have been his aunt's house or something like that, and then he just pulled out a gun and started shooting. And I think that this case is way more damaging to a career, or damaging to a character, than it is Brandon Miller's situation. But it was the same thing. He had no idea about it at all. I mean, he even almost hit a fire hydrant driving off. Like, he had no idea that was going to happen. So, and by the way, if you guys are curious, the 16-year-old cousin, he's currently serving like 20 years in jail. But yeah, so I'm just saying, like, it's not, it's kind of similar, because it seems like with the whole Brandon Miller situation, he didn't know either. At least that's what's coming out. So this is a clip, and I didn't watch this yet, but I just thought it'd be interesting to listen to it. This is a clip from the news. Is it Fox News? I think it's Fox News. Talking a little bit about it. So let's see, or a local channel, Fox. Let me turn this up. All right, let's see what they gotta say.
Brandon Miller's attorney says he didn't see it or handle it. Our Lauren Harkson is breaking down the attorney's timeline of events. She has more details. Lauren?
That's right, guys. And just as a reminder, police say they are not charging Brandon Miller. His attorney, Jim Standridge, says they believe the gun was actually hidden under clothes in his back seat.
A shooting on Sunday, January 15th, leading to the death of Jamia Jonay Harris. Jim Standridge, the attorney for UA basketball player Brandon Miller, says after a game on Saturday, January 14th, Miller drove former UA basketball player Darius Miles to the Strip. Standridge says Miles left his gun in the backseat of Miller's car and got out. Around midnight, Standridge says Miles asked Miller to pick him up. While on the way, Miles texted Miller to bring him his gun, and Miller subsequently arrived, according to the attorney. He adds that Miller never got out of the car or interacted with anyone at the party, including homicide suspect Michael Davis or Cedric Johnson. Standridge says Miller's car was hit by gunfire and he quickly left the area, adding all of it was captured on video.
Oh, I didn't know about that part.
Now, the attorney said Miller is fully cooperating with police, even giving...
Okay, so one thing about this that I think they left out is not only because they said that the teammate told him, hey, bring the gun or whatever. He was actually already on his way to pick them up when he got that message. So it's believed, at least from what the attorney said, is that he didn't even see the message or anything like that. And also, if he didn't have any intent or he didn't know what was going on, even if he did bring a gun that was registered to the person that needed it, I don't think that's a crime. I mean, I'm not an attorney or anything, but I don't believe that's a crime. It has to be some type of intent where he knew what the gun was going to be used for. You know what I mean? So I don't know that. But even with that being said, I think it was in a like hoodie pocket or like a jacket pocket or something like that, or underneath the jacket. I don't know. He wasn't with them. He dropped them off at the nightclub. He left somewhere, came back to pick them up, got the message on his way there, and then, you know, the shooting occurred or whatnot. So I just think that sitting back, I think we need to just say, hey, maybe there's a possibility that he didn't have anything to do with it. And it might have just been a situation where you're in the wrong place, wrong time, hanging out with the wrong people. But even the people, I have to give him a little bit of a leeway there. Similar to Tyreke Evans, where it was his literal cousin, right? 16-year-old cousin. I mean, he was hanging out with his teammates. You know, it seems like it's a little bit more, says more about what's wrong with Alabama rather than what's wrong with Brandon Miller. I mean, gosh, they got some characters coming out. I mean, you got someone murdering a woman, and then you literally, you know, give us Josh Primo, and he does what he does. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up because this is a huge talent, and I don't think that fans need to just like 110% say no. I don't want any parts of him because he was around a shooting. I know that he has a little bit more involvement than just being there, but you know, I think you should give him the benefit of the doubt, you know, and those are my thoughts on the whole Brandon Miller thing.